Hi, my name is Paul J. Hunter, clinical hypnotherapist and educator, and this is my story. I'll start with what I call the learning years. I was born in Cork in Ireland way back in 1965. It was the era of free love. That was the era that I was born in. To a single mother who put me up for adoption. I was adopted by Margaret and John Hunter. My mother was a lovely woman, often described as a lady by many who knew her. My father had his fans too, but unfortunately behind closed doors, he was very critical of me all the time as I grew up. He never praised me to my face, but often told me how useless I was. So, as I grew up through the various different stages of school life, I had a bit of an inferiority complex and was very self-conscious, never thinking that I was good at just about anything. At the time, of course, this felt uncomfortable. I always felt like I was missing out on something. And I suppose I just craved the approval of a father figure. As I would learn later in life, this was a precious gift that my father had given me because, in my teenage years, I discovered a passion that would shape my destiny. I did okay in secondary school, high school to my American friends. I was bullied a bit and quite shy, but I survived the experience and headed on to college to study psychology. I was expecting to be taught all about people's problems, but unfortunately, the course centered on the biology of the brain and psychological theories and mathematics and statistics, so I left college disillusioned and not really knowing what to do next. And then we move on to what I call the earning years. A friend of the family was a sales rep for a local brewery, and he always seemed to have great stories and drove a nice car and wore nice clothes, so I thought, hey, I can do that. I spent the following 20 years working in sales at various different levels, and to be perfectly honest, never really loving it. And despite not really loving it, I did rather well, rising through the ranks to become national sales manager and then eventually sales director with a major national company in Ireland. Finally, as a result of a small inheritance plus my own hard work, I paid off my mortgage, which I amusingly describe as the worst day of my life. Because you see, my only reason for being in sales was to make money to pay off the mortgage, and once that was done, my motivation disappeared. It pretty soon became apparent that I needed to find my passion, something that would make me want to get out of bed in the morning. Now we come to that part of my life that I call finding my passion. I spoke with numerous people who ran courses, numerous people who had jobs that I thought I might be interested in, numerous people who ran businesses even, in an attempt to identify my passion. And I just kept on coming back to the field of psychology. Human psychology has always fascinated me. I love finding out what makes people tick, and exactly how we can achieve effortless change and get the lives we want. This probably sprang from my own desire to change myself back in my teens. And then I discovered hypnotherapy and NLP, and in more recent years, CBT, EFT, life coaching and mindfulness. And it was like a breath of fresh air to me. It wasn't about dusty old theories formed in an era that bears no resemblance to the 21st century. Hypnotherapy was up to date and current and very exciting. So I qualified as a hypnotherapist in 2009, and ever since, I've been passionate to share my ever-growing knowledge with the whole world. So, what does my future hold? My passion is sharing wisdom and knowledge about how the human mind works, so that you can benefit and hopefully get the life that you want just as successfully as I have. Because you see, from humble beginnings as a shy, introverted, self-conscious teenager who thought he couldn't do anything well, I've changed to being a confident, intensely passionate and positive guy with a mission to help lots of people the world over. And through this website and my YouTube channel, I hope in some way to create a legacy so that on my final day on this earth, I can look back and be proud of what I've achieved and all of those people that I've helped. So if you like what you've heard so far and you'd like to join me on this journey, just click on the subscribe button down here to the right, and you can join my ever-growing YouTube community where you'll find self-hypnosis audios and guided meditations to help you get the life you want.